phone, so we can't take your messages. However, you can definitely call us today and have a chat with, well, not have a chat per se, but at least you can get your comments known right here on air, live and direct, as Mr. Kenny is here to filter them for you. Welcome to the show, Mr. Kenny. How are you doing today?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How about you?
Really cool. Thank you very much.
All right then. Thank you for coming in today. We're diving straight into the headlines, starting up from the Punch as usual. We've got here all war attack. Did I get that right?
It's all war.
All war. I said it now. That's what I said. Okay. The all attack. Experts tackle federal government over insecurity. Government blames ISWAP. The National Security Council yesterday, Thursday, disclosed that the Islamic State for West African province masterminded the Sunday attack on the church in Ondo State. Minister of Interior Ralph Ariboshola disclosed this to the State House correspondents after a council meeting presided over by the president at the villa. Security experts now.
Among the amount of money we spend on firepower, there is a thing of worry. Worry in the sense that we all know what is happening in the country. We all know the state of the impunity with which we have handled the issue of security. We also know that security issue has always been put on blame game syndrome, out of which you begin to say, is it not ISWAP? What we're looking at is that in view of what we have done, though, we expect a collaborative effort between all the stakeholder security forces. It is not now that we say they should hunt. To the best of my knowledge, the people who, the perpetrators of what happened in Owo, has already, they've caught them. They've caught them within the vicinity. And it's not the security agent that caught them. It is the vigilante group there that caught them.
Oh, yeah.
So we should be very explicit in terms of, you see, at the high end, we're fond of giving mandate. Go after this, do over the. Those are flimsy excuses. We know they are collaborators. We know they are saboteurs. We know there are people, they are compromises. You know their complicity, even within the security forces. Otherwise, we shouldn't have been talking about. And more so, we ought to be very careful. If it is ISWAP, as they say, why is it that is what they went to? ISWAP should cover Nigeria should be their place. It means there's a lot of compromise and complicity. And that's where we'll begin to talk to the chief executive officer. Chief Security Officer of the state, which is the Governor Akeredolu himself. I mean, we love the way he stood tall against the herdsman. That means that if you stood tall against the nefarious activity, you also need to develop capacity. Now they've gone straight into your home front to show you that they have a better capacity. Even though they've been caught, it's an indication that there is a kind of there's a high level porosity with which we guide some critical places. We should not limit it to only church. If it happened to church, then it can happen to mosque. If it happened to mosque, it can happen to marketplace and schools. So it is high time that the entire security architecture in the Southwest should not depend on the security forces. We know now that the security forces is exclusively belong to the federal government, and we've seen a lot of compromises with which they handle. So it is time for us to agitate for community policing. It is time for the restructuring that affect all sectors. This is the time we should embrace this opportunity to demand for what can solve our problem.
Thank you very much. So still